Everybody, it's Ryan Gibbons of the Gibbons Team with eXp Realty, and I want to answer one of the biggest questions that I get asked every single day. How is the real estate market doing with the COVID-19 shutdown? So today we're going to go through some numbers. We're going to show you what it means, how we have gone down, and we are starting to go up. So let's take a look at our Bergen County market update, the COVID-19 edition. So in a second, we're going to show you the pertinent details that you need to know of what is actually happening right now. Not what's happened months and months ago, what is happening right now, where our market is going, and what it means to be a buyer and seller in this environment. So let's take a look at my screen. Let's take a look at some stats of the pertinent issues that are happening right now and the things that you need to be concerned with.
So the major things that we want to be looking at here are a few things: new listings, under contract, what's coming off the market, and what our active inventory is. So these two graphs here show us what the new listings that came on the market during the COVID period. So, typically shutdown was right around March 13th. So we're going to look at the period from March 13th until the end of May. And if you look at the graph on your left, you're going to see some up and down, but a drastic increase as we hit the beginning of May, and those numbers staying very high in terms of new listings. If you look at the graph on your right, you see a drastic decrease. So, where we started out with a solid number, close to 300 new listings, we quickly dropped to about 150, below 100, and are slowly creeping back. Now, if we were to look at the week of May 23rd, in 2020, that is the first time that we actually eclipsed what was happening in this time last year. So we are starting to see those numbers going in the right direction, showing that more houses are coming on the market. This next one is showing us the under contracts, and we're going to see a similar trend. So, throughout the spring, we should be seeing steady numbers, should be seeing those numbers, fairly high, around 200 or more. In 2020, again, we started out around 200 where we should be, and then quickly dropped off and leveling out, almost to 50 in mid-April. And again, those numbers are starting to come back. And as we see at the end of May and the end of May in 2019, those numbers are about the same. We haven't eclipsed last year's numbers, but we are about there. So we are certainly going in the right direction with under contracts as well. And that basically means that there is an accepted contract in place. Next, this one, I just really wanted to show you this for what happened directly after the shutdown started. So if you look at the graph on the right, in weeks 321, 28, and 44, we saw very severe increases in the amount of withdrawals. And basically that came from people getting scared, people not knowing what's happening and wanting to get their houses off the market to see what was happening. And I was suggesting people do the same, to not put their houses on the market to see what was happening. What is a little surprising to me is the amount of withdrawals and withdrawals and expireds that were happening last year. So after we got past that peak, we're actually lower than, staying steady around 70 with one outlier in the beginning of May, staying around 70 houses coming off the market, where those numbers were typically 100 or even 120 or more in last year. So I was kind of surprised to see that there were less overall withdrawn and expireds during this period than there were last year. Now, this last one is showing the biggest change that's happened this year as opposed to last year. Now, both of these graphs look very steady, right? But if you look at the numbers on the left and the numbers on the right, on the left, we were approaching and surpassing 3,000 homes on the market, where now we're hovering around 2,000. So it's a 33% decrease in what we had last year. So it is encouraging that we've had a steady number and we are increasing the amount of new listings and under contract. So that is helpful, but we are very, very low in the amount of inventory that we typically have this time of year. So we should have more than 1,000 more homes on the market than we do right now. So that is certainly concerning in terms of the overall health of our market. So this is really what's happening right now. Let's take a little bit of a look on what this means for buyers and sellers.
So as you can see from these stats, very early on, everything went down. Our inventory went down, our new listings went down, and everyone was flocking from the market. All along that time, though, we've seen a lot of buyers. So buyers have been out, rates have been low, and it has honestly been a pretty good opportunity for buyers to get into the market. The problem that we're seeing now is as those numbers are starting to shift up, as the market is opening up more and people are doing a little bit better and being a little more comfortable in the market, we're seeing a ton of buyers in the market. I've had at least 3 situations where I've been running into multiple bid opportunities. So houses are flying off the shelves. We've seen our inventory ridiculously low. It is over 1,000 houses too low for what we should have right now, and the buyers are there for multiple reasons. So for buyers, it's going to be tough. You know, the inventory is low and the buyers are there, so it's really, really tough to find that right house. If you do, unfortunately, someone else thinks it's great as well, and you're going to be going against multiple bid opportunities. So you really have to be aggressive. You really have to have, you know, different tactics in negotiating to get your house that you want to buy. If you are a seller, look at the inventory numbers. They're so low. And with the amount of buyers, we have just such pent up demand. So we've kind of gotten past that point where we didn't really know what was happening. We have many, many tools now. We have systems in place. We have addenda to contracts. We have forms that people are signing before they go into homes. So it is a lot safer now to have your house on the market from a market and from a health standpoint. So there are a lot of tools that we're using to kind of eliminate the looky-loos and get the serious people into your homes. So I'd love to discuss some of the things that we're doing to stay ahead of the curve, to make our buyers and sellers safer. So please, if you're a buyer or a seller, it can be a very good opportunity for you if you're looking at the right time. So please give me a call. My number is 201-446-8190. I'd love to discuss the success that we're having during this period of time and how we can help you again be safe and find that home that you're looking for or move on to the next home. So I hope you have a great day. I hope all is well. Be safe, and we'll see you soon.